We did drop the blue, but Vulcan is not over here, so he's probably going to miss it. We're going to rotate to the team fight. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate. We're going to aim for the person chasing our teammate. We land, we get our 1 off, activate our 2, get a basic, we're able to pick up the Athena. We're going to keep fighting this. Since we got a kill, it's going to reduce our cooldowns. We're going to throw our 1 again, we're able to get a double kill. We're going to keep chasing this Guan Yu, activate our 2, activate our 3, land a basic, second basic, and we're able to get ourselves a triple kill. What a do, Scooby-Doo, it's your boy Shawnee B Gaming, and today we have a viewer request and a skin showcase to play the Deathy Chibi Thanatos and Jungle. If you are new to the channel, I upload every single day. I add some commentary to a game that I've already played with the intentions of seeing what went right, what went wrong, and hopefully there's something that we can learn together. If there is something that we learn together, make sure you check out the channel and subscribe for more content. If you are a returning viewer, I feel like with Thanatos, you really just need to land one ability. If you miss it, get out of the fight. If you land it, keep fighting. So let's go ahead and jump into Thanatos' kit. Thanatos' 1, Death Scythe. Thanatos flings his scythe at an enemy, dealing damage and an additional 10% of the target's maximum health against enemy gods. Enemies hit are slowed for 3 seconds and heal Thanatos based on the damage dealt. This is going to consume 5% of Thanatos' current HP when used. The healing is going to be 75% of the damage dealt and the slow is 20%. Thanatos' 2, Scent of Death. Thanatos is going to gain immunity to slow effects, movement speed, and physical penetration for 6 seconds. His speed bonus increases up to double when moving towards an enemy god with the instant kill health threshold of his ultimate. This ability is going to consume 5% of Thanatos' current HP when used. The penetration is 15 at level 1, 35 at level 5. The additional movement speed is 10% at level 1, 30% at level 5. Thanatos' 3, Soul Reap. Thanatos is going to swing his scythe, dealing physical damage and silencing enemies that he hits. Thanatos moves at a reduced rate while swinging, and this ability is also going to consume 5% of Thanatos' current HP when used. The silence duration is 1 second. Thanatos' ultimate, Hovering Death. Thanatos is going to ascend into the air. While airborne, he moves unimpeded at an increased speed before diving to his target location and dealing damage. Enemies below a health threshold are instantly killed. All others are stunned. This ability is going to consume 10% of Thanatos' current HP when used. At level 1, the kill HP threshold is 24%. At level 5, it's 40%. The stun duration is 1 second, and the bonus movement speed is 150%. And finally, Thanatos' passive, Harvester of Souls. Enemy gods within the execute threshold are going to be revealed to Thanatos. Dealing the killing blow to enemies also empowers Thanatos, healing him based on the max HP of his target and reducing his active cooldowns. Additionally, all of Thanatos' abilities cost health and mana to use. Whenever he kills an enemy god, he's going to gain 20% of the target's maximum health, and whenever he kills a minion, he's going to gain 10% of the target's maximum health. In terms of the leveling order, at level 1, we want to put a point to our 3, level 2, put a point to our 1, level 3, put a point to our 2, level 4, put another point to our 1. Then we want to max out our ultimate whenever we can, max out our 1, max out our 2, max out our 3. Let's see if we can get this one. It might get a pick. Nope, looks like we're just gonna wait for him to overstep. We're gonna play it safe. In terms of the start, we started with Bumba's Dagger, and then the tier 2 of Boots. Ooh, and we're able to get the first pick, or a second pick, onto the Anubis. Bumba's Dagger is going to provide us 50 health and 50 mana. It has a passive that your basic attacks deal plus 20 true damage, and your abilities deal 30% extra damage versus jungle monsters. When a jungle monster is killed, you're going to be restored for 10% of the monster's health and 25 mana. The reason we're going into the tier 2 boots instead of the tier 1 of Jotunn's Wrath is because the boots are going to give us a very early game power spike. With Thanatos, we can lifesteal, so we're not too concerned about getting potions on our first rotation. So these boots are providing 40 physical power to us right now, which is a large amount for 3 minutes into the game. I like the idea of this skin. It took me a few games to get used to it. It's just so small, it doesn't feel like Thanatos. The basics feel weird, the 3 feels weird. Not my favorite skin. Thanatos does have an attack chain. It is a single hit, another single hit that's not quite as strong as the first single hit, And then the third hit is an AoE hit. So we're just farming up, doing a pretty standard farm. We just hit level 5. With Thanatos, we don't need the enemy to be in execution threshold for us to ult. If we could get the stun and then land our 1, that'll be a lot of damage. Although it does look like we're about to ult this weak Wanyu. New ult, so now he's in execution threshold, and we're able to land on him and get the pick. That was a pretty nifty play. That Baka right there, if we landed our 1, we probably could have fought him, but since we missed, we're going to fall back. We're going to go ahead and make our way mid. The only camps that we really missed out on by rotating right is the side harpies. As long as we're hitting our colored camps and our back harpies, we should be able to keep level.
Be right back.
Since Nua's backing, we're going to go ahead and clean up this wave. Oh, we get wrapped. Bakasura is also here. We're going to start falling back. We don't want to take this 2v1. Neath ult. Oh, looks like Bakasura ate the Neath ult. That might have gotten the pick onto Anubis. If not, he would have been stunned and we could have landed our 1 on him. So right there, we hit the wave over going for the left harpies. The wave is going to give us more golden XP than the camp. Normally we leave the wave to our mid laner, but since they backed, we went ahead and cleaned it up. Anubis is backing. If we ulted, we would not be able to get the pick onto him. I'm going to go ahead and start working on Jotunn's Wrath. I'm a big fan of the changes that they made to Jotunn's in Season 8. It was 40 physical power, now they increased it to 50% or 50 physical power, which just feels a little bit better. I'm definitely picking it up more than I did last season. This Guanyu's pretty weak. We are going to prioritize hitting the blue buff first, so that way we can get farm. If we keep going for kills and we keep skipping going for camps, then we're going to fall behind in levels. Thanatos is an early game god, which means that he excels really early on in the game. His 1 does a large amount of damage early on. Late game, there's a lot of characters that kind of just scale better than him. Bakasura is one of them. He's going to have a higher damage output than we are. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate. Vulcan's able to get some damage, put him in execution threshold, and we're able to get the pick onto the Guanyu. So if you think about it late game, Bakasura's auto attacks are going to be fast and they're going to hit hard. Our kit doesn't change too much late game. So whereas Bakasura's really accelerates, we missed our 1, so we're just going to dip. The Hoi is in execution threshold, but he's the other side of the map. We're not going to be able to catch up to him. We land our 1 onto the Bakasura. He's very weak. That's Anubis ultimate. We're going for it. We lost a lot of health trying to chase that Bakasura. Luckily, we do not go down. Oh, we missed our 1 again. I think that would have gotten the pick on him if we landed that. We do have our blink. We do have our 1. We hit our 1. We're able to get the pick onto the Bakasura. I'm going to chase down this Anubis. We want to save our 3 for whenever he uses his 1. We hit our 1. We have our 2 activated. Missing a basic or 2, and Nua's able to clean it up. Our speed is up. We're going to go ahead and drop this red buff first, though. The red buff should give us enough gold to buy the tier 3 of Jotunn's Wrath. We're going to go ahead and back, pick up Jotunn's Wrath. Jotunn's Wrath is going to provide us 50 physical power, 150 mana, 10 physical penetration, and 20% cooldown reduction. These stats on this item are so strong that it does not have a passive. The difference between flat pen and percent pen. Flat pen is going to subtract 10 from however much protections that the enemy team has or the enemy character has. Percent reduces it by that percent. So right now we have 40 physical protections. If we subtract 10 of that, that brings it down to 30. We're going to deal damage to the enemy as if they only had 30 physical protections, assuming that they had 40. So right now it's acting like 20% protection reduction. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate. This is very greedy. They're both pretty much full health. We decide to go for the double stun. We land our one onto the Guan Yu, not the Bakasura. We're going to start falling back. That's a Bakasura ultimate. And here comes Athena. We don't have beads, so we're going to get taunted back. And we go down. That was just super greedy from us. Good shell from the enemy team. That Bakasura probably would have gone down if they did not shell right there. So the reason we are maxing out our 2 over our 3 is having that additional pen is going to be very helpful. So we just talked about how flat pen works on Jotunn's Wrath. Flat pen also works the same on Thanatos' too. So I forget the exact numbers, but let's assume that it's giving us 20. That 20 plus the 10 from Jotunn's, our 40 physical protections, or the enemy's 40 physical protections, is going to be reduced down to 10. So in the early game, that's acting as a 75% physical protection reduction, which is really strong. And that's partly why Thanatos is so strong in the early game, is he gets that flat pen. It also provides additional movement speed and immunity to slows. Movement speed is always nice, and the immunity to slows is pretty helpful as well. So whenever we activate our 1, we want to activate our 2 before our 1, because that's going to increase our penetration and then also increase our damage on our 1. There is a flat pen cap. I believe it is 50. I almost never approach the flat pen cap, so I kind of forget where it's at, but I believe it is 50. 50 or 60. It's whatever Thanatos' max is at rank 5, however much pen he gets, 1 item, and then you'd hit the cap. Like 1 flat pen item, and you'd be hitting the cap. So you never want to buy more than 1 item that gives flat penetration with Thanatos, because he has so much built into his kit already. We are kind of going a little overboard with cooldowns. We are going to be going over the cap, but I just really like this build. Being able to use our 1, our 2, or 3 in ultimate more often is just extremely valuable. We also do great damage with it as well. We did drop the blue, but Vulcan is not over here, so he's probably going to miss it. We're going to rotate to the team fight. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate. We're going to aim for the person chasing our teammate. We land, we get our 1 off, activate our 2, get a basic, we're able to pick up the Athena. We're going to keep fighting this. Since we got a kill, it's going to reduce our cooldowns. We're going to throw our 1 again, we're able to get a double kill. We're going to keep chasing this Guan Yu, activate our 2, activate our 3, land a basic, second basic, and we're able to get ourselves a triple kill. Nice cleanup from us. We're able to avenge our 2 teammates, making it a 2 for 3. If I sound a little different, it's because I'm recording this video in the afternoon instead of 5 o'clock in the morning. So I'm a little more awake.
My eyes are everywhere.
That's a lot of damage onto Anubis. He's standing still, so we're going to rotate up. Hit our 1. Our 2 was on cooldown, so we did not do the maximum amount of damage that we could do right there. We're going to go ahead and rotate back. Keep trying to get this farm on the jungle, or in the jungle. We do have enough money for Hydra's Lament, which is going to be the next item we're going into. Hydra's Lament is going to provide us 40 physical power, 10% cooldown reduction, and 10 MP5. It has a passive that for 8 seconds after using an ability, your next basic attack will deal an additional 40% damage. Abilities that function like basic attacks do not benefit from this. So my classic example would be like a Rama one, whenever he enhances his basics. This item grants 2.5 MP5 per 10% of your missing mana. So you're also going to get some mana regen with Hydras. Somebody pretty weak over in solo. We are zooming because he's weak. Neith's able to clean him up. We're going to blink up. Use our 2. Miss our 1. Super unfortunate. We're healthy enough to keep chasing, but he blinks away. I think if we landed our 1 right there, we would have been able to get the pick onto him. It would have applied a slow, given us some health. We're in a little bit of trouble. We're going to use our beads, activate our 2 to avoid the slows. We hit the Bakasor minion with our 1, so it wasn't as much health regen as if we hit Athena. Anubis is chasing us. We do have our ultimate if we really need it. We miss our 1, so we're going to keep running. If we landed that, we would have fought. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate. Does this Athena know? She does not. We're able to get the pick onto her. She did pop a shell. Executes work through shells. It's based on health, and shell is not health. We're able to get our 1 onto the Baka. He's able to dash away. And activate our 2. We should be able to catch up to him, but Guan Yu's here, so we're going to start falling back. Hou Yi's also here. We get hit by Guan Yu slow. Activator 2, Activator 3, Activator 1. Get a lot of health regen right there. We would have gone down if we did not land that 1. So right there on that camp, we did our strong basic attack through an ability that reset our attack chain. So our next attack was that strong basic attack. We want to do this on enemy gods because it's going to increase our damage output. We don't have to wait for the animation to go to our second basic attack. And it also allows us to use 2 first basic attacks, dealing more damage. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate. Land on the Anubis. Basic 1, basic. He's very weak. Anubis is going to go down. Baka is nearby. We go ahead, kind of leave the team fight so we can hit the red buff and just keep farming.
Have they no sympathy?
2 people very weak, so we're going to get back in the fight.
An enemy has been slain.
Baka goes down. It's just this Athena. We have our 2 activated, so we're kind of zooming. We're going to blink, throw out our 1, and we're able to get the pick onto the Athena. I think we probably caught her in the shop. We're going to go ahead and back. And we're going to start working on Arondight. Thanatos is one of the few assassins that I like to build, not hybrid. I like to go full damage with Thanatos. So right now we have 30% cooldown reduction. The cap is 40%. Arondight does have 10% cooldown reduction, so we are going to be hitting that cap. Then later on in the build, we're actually going to go over the cap. But then we're going to sell an item or 2.
On my way. Hold on, I'm coming.
Fat wave over here. This wave is worth more than the blue in terms of gold and XP. So we're going to go ahead and clean this up and then rotate to the blue buff. Our soul laner is over in mid. So we could either race over to try to get in the fight, or we could kind of trust our team and just farm up over here.
The smell of death.
Looks like we're going to extend our farm over here to a second wave. A single wave is more XP and more gold than a single jungle camp, no matter the jungle camp. Their blue's here. We're going to go ahead and take it. Whenever you're invading an enemy camp before the 15-minute mark, you're going to get reduced gold and XP for destroying that camp. However, it's after 15 minutes, so we're going to get the same amount of gold and XP as if we were attacking our own camp. I feel like that's something that is not really stressed enough in Conquest. Like, a lot of people don't know that, and that's a really important stat, or like bit of information around the map. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate. We get the stun, land our 1, basic, and we're able to clean up the Hou Yi. We're going to activate our 3, but he's able to dodge it. Hit him with the 1, that's going to slow him. We get taunted by Athena. Not too much more we can do. We're going to activate our 3. That cancels him out of his 3. We're able to clean up the Guan Yu. We're hungry. We land our 1, but I think it gets blocked by Athena from her block stacks. That doesn't seem right. We just didn't get a fat heal there. I was kind of expecting more of a heal. This is the dumbest play we make all game. We try to save our teammate, and Bakasor is just able to gobble us up. Really bad play from us. No reason for us to be making that kind of mistake. Our teammate was going to go down, whether we were there or not. And the fact that we just ran in there made us look very silly. We are going to go ahead and pick up Arondight. Arondight's going to provide us 75 physical power and 10% cooldown reduction. It has a passive that when your ultimate ability has finished casting, you're going to reveal all enemy gods within 120 units for 8 seconds. While moving towards revealed enemies, you're going to gain 30% movement speed. When first striking a revealed target, they're going to take an additional 40 plus 30% of your physical power. This can only occur once every 45 seconds. We're going to go ahead and make our way to the speed buff. Just kind of start another rotation. The right greatest scorpion is still up. We could solo it at this point in our build. However, I think we're still trying to race to level 20. Level 20 could give us a potentially huge power spike because we'll be able to get Bumba's hammer. We do have our ultimate. We're rotating behind in this team fight. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate, look for a stun. One use the weakest. We're going to go for the Baka. Oh, that's an Anubis. Sobek's able to get the pick onto him. We're going to activate our 2 to avoid the slows. We do have our blink. Guan Yu is within execution threshold, which means a 1 plus a little more damage might be able to get the pick on him. We're going to go ahead and blink. Use our 3. He's out of execution threshold, and it's time to run. That is a lot of damage. Baka jumps on us. We do not have a blink, so we have to use our 2 to get out. Oh, close Baka. We're not going to turn around and throw our 1 because if we miss, we're dead. We're going to go ahead and back. Our team did a good job rotating in the jungle and providing a little bit of peel for us. So we're not quite level 20, so we can't get Bumba's hammer yet. We're going to start working on a Heartseeker. We're going to want to get Heartseeker, Bumba's hammer, sell Jotunns, and pick up something like the Crusher, a Bloodforge, or a Titan's Bane. Maybe a Mantle or a Shifter Shield, kind of depending on how the game's going. This game I feel like we're frying, so we probably go into a Shifter Shield or a Bloodforge. The Bumba's hammer, the Hydras, and the Arondight would provide us the 40% cooldown reduction. And if we buy a power potion, we're actually going to be over the cap. The 500 power potions are going to provide some power, and they're also going to provide 10% cooldown reduction. That's an Anubis ult, or 1 hits the minion, not Anubis. We're just going to fall back. Nual does a lot of damage. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate. Oh, and we missed, but we are able to clean them up with the 1. 2 people on our Sobek. We're going to see if they overstep right here. That is a Sobek ultimate. Our speed is up, so we're going to go ahead and rotate there, pick that up. With Thanatos, as long as you have mana, you have a means of getting all your health back. You just got to keep landing your 1 and clearing minions or enemy gods. We have our ult in about 12 seconds. Activate our 3. Our 1 did not get the pick onto Guan Yu. A lot of people weak right here. We get the 1 onto the Guan Yu. We silence the Athena, activate our 2. We're able to get the double kill, and then our Vulcan is able to get the pick onto the Bakasura. We used our ultimate not knowing that Vulcan was going to get the pick. We get the silence, basic attack, and our team is able to clean that up. Four down on the enemy team. I think we could actually get Fire Giant right here. We do not have our carry, so it is going to take us a little bit longer than if we did have our carry. We actually might have been able to push a Phoenix right there instead of going for Fire Giant. Minions are going to be able to get that tier 2 tower. We're gonna go ahead and hit the Pyromancer since it's pretty much free. We do need to back soon because we have enough money for Heartseeker.
Be right back.
We are level 20, so now we're really just farming for gold, not XP. We're gonna go ahead and back and pick up Heartseeker. Heartseeker is going to provide us 60 physical power, 200 mana, 20 MP5, and 10% physical penetration. And the enemy team surrenders. Well, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. That really helps these videos out. If you feel like you learned anything at all, check out the channel and subscribe for more content. These stats for this game will be posted in just a moment. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.